Halloween 2016. I present the Halloween 2 Michael Myers Elrod Halloween mask. The question is, that some people are asking, is the Michael Myers Elrod Halloween mask a Halloween 1 mask? Now, Ruby's owns the copyright or trademark to the Halloween 1 movie. In 2015, they came out with a deluxe Halloween 1 mask, and I would say most people think it looks pretty ridiculous. I don't know if it's a bad picture, but I doubt it. It just does not look the same as the Trick or Treat Studios Halloween 2 Michael Myers Elrod mask. Now, the early photographs, which I would consider a prototype, because I have not seen multiple ones painted in this fashion, shows an almost completely white Michael Myers mask. As you remember, the Halloween 2 mask that came out a couple years ago had a flesh-colored neck. This had to do with the fact that the original mask from Halloween 1 had been shoved in the back pocket of the actor who played Michael Myers. It had been tossed under a bed during the movie, the filming. Nick Castle drank beer through it, Coke through it, kissed Laurie through it. In other words, it was abused or whatever. And they painted the neck. They painted the whole face. This was a Captain Kirk hero mask to start with. And they cut the eyes out to make them wider. They painted the face and the neck white. And based on their budget, I'd say they used whatever paint they could find. Probably the same paint they found in the same store with the mask. And they dyed the hair black, and that was it. And they used it again for Halloween 2. This mask, the Halloween 2 Elrod mask, appears a little thinner, and it appears to be the one they were trying to push off last year. But they, whoever owns the license, Universal or something, they wouldn't go for it. The neck on this new mask, 2016, shows just a little bit of flesh color on the very base of the neck. And I'm wondering if they're really being a little cute here. And based on my experience in the past, the rights holders have made them change the colors of masks before. I remember The Walking Dead. I don't know which one it was, but it was the one with a fat face. The original color scheme was changed the last second. But is this a Halloween 1 mask? What will always amuse me about the people who produce these like small batches of, they're technically illegal copies of so-called deluxe masks. They'll rave about the type of latex they used, and they're always pictured the same way Trick or Treat Studios pictured the Halloween 2 mask. Always in this subdued, muddy lighting. Never under like the big fireball in the sky. Never under very good studio lighting. It always looks like, I don't know, mush, like porridge or something, or oatmeal. I'm wondering if they're just basing it on what it looked like in the movie. Because Halloween 2 has got to be the darkest hospital I've ever seen. When have you seen a hospital that dark? Never. And they're basing it on the way it looks on screen, seeing a white mask in the dark, coming out of the dark, in the shadows. Michael Myers hardly even appears in the movie. It's all very, subtle. They don't show him too much. And during Halloween 2, he's got the collar up the whole time to hide the fact that the neck is white, it is flesh-colored. This is just showing a little bit, and I'm wondering if they're getting away with it because they're just picking out a specific screenshot in Halloween 2 and saying, oh, look, you don't see any flesh on his neck when he's looking at Mrs. Elrod. That's the scene where Mrs. Elrod is making a sandwich with a rather large sandwich knife. I don't even think it's a sandwich knife. I don't know what it is. It's very large, very long. Is that for making those huge submarine sandwiches or something? But she's sitting there making a sandwich. She yells over to her husband, who's asleep in the chair watching horror movies, if he wants a sandwich himself. And she goes out to see what he's doing. And in the background, you see Michael Myers in the doorway. And he takes the knife off the open windowsill. He left the window open. Must be a nice part of the country. Well, you like bugs. But they had the pumpkin in the window. And he takes the knife and he goes and kills the girl. But is this really a Halloween 1 mask? And they're just, forcing it, the issue or whatever. Because it looks very much like the original movie. You still see the William Shatner in it because it's molded from one of those William Shatner masks. It looks a little narrower than the Halloween 2 mask. And even the other mask they came out with for this year. It's going to be it's going to be called the hospital mask. It looks like it's set up to be Halloween 1. They're sort of sneaking it in. Ruby's got the license, and they're probably not going to give it up. Although I don't know how many people want to buy those masks. They have not looked very good ever from Ruby's. I don't know what they're thinking, especially when they have a license. Well, the license holder, I don't know what they're thinking. That would they want their product being represented in this way, where the average person is going to frown upon the mask, especially if they know there's something else out there that's better. But what do you think? Do you think this is a Halloween 1 mask? Also, do you think that neck is going to remain that white? Because that neck is so white that it would be much easier to cover the neck. I remember on Halloween last year, I went as Michael Myers using my Halloween 2 mask that I bought when they first came out. And it was the mask I used in my product listings. I was, at the time, for the longest time, was the only one that actually had a photo correct image of the Halloween 2 mask. This includes Trick or Treat Studios, who were trying to, I think, pass it off as, kind of like those people who make those one-offs that they call deluxe Halloween mask, Michael Myers mask. And they always picture him in this pukey color, just this wash, which is not accurate. It makes customers angry. Although last year, some customer said he was glad that he purchased the Michael Myers mask from me that was pictured correctly, showing the flesh-colored neck, rather than the Trick or Treat Studios mask. Because so many people use the stock image. Very few people show what it looks like. And looks will vary. I mean, based on the way this mask looks right now, I can tell you, unless they do some changes, this is going to be very much like the Ben Tramer mask that came out in 2015 that some people said was a little too small. This is going to be very narrow. And you have to remember that with the Halloween movies. The first actor in Halloween 1 he was very tall, and he had a very elongated head. He wasn't fat in any way, and the mask looked a certain way. But if you have a wide jaw like I do, or just a big head, it's going to balloon out more round. It's not going to look exactly like this. Now, I don't know what their marketing strategy is. They want, if you're a teenager or something, it should be no problem. For most teens, I guess. I mean, some teens, maybe not. But this looks like it's going to be modeled similar to the Ben Tramer mask, which is another Halloween 2 mask, which is Ben. He's the Laurie's love interest that gets shot at and eventually run over by a car and burned to death. Fitting tribute. But is this the Halloween 1 mask? And will it remain this way? Comment below. I look forward to seeing just how long it stays like this.